A powerful winter storm, accompanied by snowfalls, devastating thunderstorms and the threat of tornadoes, hit the eastern United States. Bad weather conditions have already provoked many accidents. The National Weather Service issued a storm warning for most of the country from Thursday evening to Saturday. A serious deterioration in visibility on the roads is expected due to heavy snowfall and wind gusts up to 64 kilometers per hour. O'Hare International Airport in Chicago canceled 200 flights, Detroit Metropolitan Wayne County 270 flights. The storm can cause severe thunderstorms, hail and destructive winds in Mississippi, Tennessee, Alabama, Arkansas. Up to 50 millimeters of precipitation is predicted in the region, which could lead to flash floods. About 2,400 flights had been canceled across the US as of Friday morning. The storm also forced dozens of schools in the region to cancel classes. On Friday, February 18, Atlantic storm Eunice hit England and Ireland, accompanied by wind gusts up to 160 kilometers per hour. The storm hit the west coast of England, making landfall in Cornwall. The UK Met Office has warned that Eunice's extreme wind speeds could cause severe damage and pose a threat to life. The wind can rip off the roofs of houses, uproot trees, lead to disruption of traffic. A rare, red, weather warning has been issued. The Bureau last issued a warning this high in November 2021. Storm Eunice also brings snow north of Ireland. Several accidents have been reported on the roads. Poland is trying to recover from the devastating Hurricane Ilenia that raged the day before. Across the country, there was a lot of damage and firefighting operations. There are dead. In some places, wind speeds in gusts reached 28 meters per second. 50 residential buildings were destroyed. Roads blocked by fallen trees or overturned trucks. Power lines were knocked down. Torn roofs, as well as helping those affected protect their roofless homes from further damage and rain. As a result of the hurricane in the Lodz region, 70,000 residents were left without electricity. The roofs of houses were torn off. Roads were blocked by fallen trees or overturned trucks. The elements have made adjustments to air traffic. Trains do not run in some regions. The authorities threw all their efforts into eliminating the consequences of the violence of the hurricane. Hurricane Ilenia has been blowing in Germany for the second day already. The German Meteorological Service recorded the maximum wind speed of up to 42 meters per second. Gusts of wind felled trees and tore power lines. Tens of thousands of households were left without electricity, and the roads to them were blocked. A state of emergency has been declared in Berlin. The country's authorities recommend citizens to stay at home. As a precautionary measure, air and rail companies are canceling flights and trains in several regions. South of Hamburg, train traffic has been completely stopped. The hurricane most affected the lands of North Rhine-Westphalia and Mecklenburg-Vorpommern. The storm is expected to subside this afternoon. However, in the highlands near the Czech-German border, wind gusts will still reach 20 meters per second. However, Germany promises to fall tomorrow a new aggression of nature as the hurricane cyclone Zeynep, which will bring with it strong wind and rain. In the city of Tuscaloosa in western Alabama, USA, a tornado swept through, which was assigned the category EF1. This is the second tornado in the state in the last 2 weeks. According to the preliminary deaths, there are no, but 5 people received injuries of varying severity. The tornado caused a lot of damage in the district. Several houses were quite thoroughly destroyed, and some lost their roofs. There were fallen trees, some of which damaged cars and power lines. Some areas are still without electricity. At the moment, the damage is being assessed, and work is underway to restore the infrastructure. The U.S. National Weather Service warned of the danger of tornadoes in Alabama, Mississippi, and Tennessee. Heavy snow hit prefectures along the Sea of Japan coast on Thursday. The Japan Meteorological Agency has issued a warning that more snow is ahead. The difficult weather conditions are caused by a low-pressure system over the Sea of Japan and a cold air mass that brought the coldest temperatures this winter to the Tohoku and Chugoku regions. Local authorities have warned of interruptions in ground and air communications. The city of Ono in Fukui Prefecture received 64 centimeters of snow by noon Thursday, and 63 centimeters of snow fell in the city of Shirakawa in Gifu Prefecture. Rainfall. The Fire and Disaster Management Agency and local police are urging residents to be careful when clearing snow from rooftops. Massive forest fires in Argentina are out of control. The speed of the spread of fire is such that the fire covers about 80,000 hectares per day. Firefighters from La Pampa will work with their counterparts from Corrientes to try to control the serious fires that have engulfed this province. It is noted that the fires caused irreparable damage to the environment and serious economic damage to the province of Corrientes. The damage reached at least $4.2 million. Due to damaged tea crops and $44.6 million. Due to the destruction of rice fields. At least 70,000 cattle have died. The National Fire Brigade said firefighters, backed by the Army and Air Force, are fighting 6 huge active lines of fire. The exact number of people who fled their homes has not yet been reported. There are no data on the dead and injured. Unfavorable weather conditions, in particular, a strong wind on the night of February 18, brought a lot of problems to some regions of Ukraine. Some settlements were left without electricity. In the State Service for Emergency Situations, 90 settlements were de-energized in 4 regions. Most of them are located in the Lviv region, in the Chernihiv region, in the Zhytomyr region. Fallen trees, torn roofs and wrecked cars are the consequences of strong winds. Heavy wind in some places reached 22 meters per second. At the same time, Ukrainian meteorologists warn that on February 18 and 19, wind weakening in the western part of the country should not be expected. Wind gusts are predicted to be about 20 meters per second. A yellow danger level was announced. Literally 2 days ago, the Brazilian state of Santa Catarina was bombed by a large hail, the size of which reached 6 centimeters in diameter. Then the city of Joinville suffered greatly. Like this afternoon, the same state was hit again by a hailstorm, with similarly sized hailstones. This time, the municipalities of Mafra and Rio Negro were hit hard. According to local residents, hailstones reached the size of a large apple. The elements raged for about 20 minutes. According to the civil defense, several houses were left without a roof, and cars were heavily damaged. Several districts were left without electricity. Utilities have begun to assess the damage caused by the elements, as well as the restoration of infrastructure. There were no casualties and injuries among local residents, not counting the material damage caused. After an almost month-long lull with little activity, mostly characterized by degassing, a small to moderate explosion occurred at 7:15 local time this morning at 7:15 local time. 60 emissions of water vapor and gases were recorded. POPOCATEPETL is an active stratovolcano located 70 kilometers southeast of the capital Mexico City. This volcano is the most active in Mexico and one of the most dangerous in the world due to the high population density of the surrounding areas. We are talking about 25 million people. The authorities warn that it is dangerous to approach it closer than 12 kilometers. The threat level remains yellow. It is possible that an evacuation may be announced in the coming days. An interesting fact was recorded by scientists. 85% of volcanic eruptions occur between 6 o'clock in the morning and o'clock in the morning. Thank you for watching the video. Thanks for supporting the channel. Good wind and weather.